I think the recording stopped midway, so let us just, I don't know why it does that nowadays. Okay, let us just continue. So yeah, okay, no, let me just go with Harry. I just use, okay, no, Harry had said something. No, Harry, let me just use Neon right now. So hello Neon. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, so it's you once again here. So now I've created an instance of a server. So now it's requesting and it's responding, but there's something small here that I've left out. So can you help us with that?
Don't know if it's the name of the server, maybe like a server, a server name, or maybe like a number.
Okay, the one that listens to the server itself, the one that listens to the request. Remember, the for it, for us to serve, the server should be listening to requests so that it can give responses. So now what will enable it to listen to requests? So that's what we are missing here. So it's what?
It's like a path. I don't know if I'm sure.
Okay, I won't say it's a path, but it's still there. Okay, you are still there, but okay, just tell me while I'm writing. So just tell me, then I write it. So
I can't remember.
okay, mention someone there. Mention someone.
Mm, maybe Brian.
Okay, Brian. Back to you again.
Hello.
Hello.
Uh, Even me, I can't remember the correct syntax, but I know it is just a port number for listening
The
the
request.
the request. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That is it. But I wanted someone to tell me what to write here. But okay, let me just write it. Server.listen to. This is what I had missed. So server.listen that now listens to the requests that have been made. So the requests want it to listen to port. Let's give it maybe port 4000, and then now localhost. So localhost. So this is the host name, and then now again, I think this is also a function, so it should return a callback function. So now also, yeah, so now inside here you should console.log something like listening to listening to listening 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 for request on port 4000. We have declared it to be port 4000. Yeah, so now if I do that, I think if I run this, it should not bring an error. Now let's see. So now if we run this, what you're supposed to get now, down here we're only supposed to get listening for request on port 4000. But then if we try to request for something, the only thing you're supposed to get is a request has been made. So nothing is going to be sent back to the user. That's because you have not declared the response that is going to be given back to the user. So now let me run it. So node up, yes, upload. Okay, not that node, and then just up. Yeah, okay, it's still saying what? I think I've missed something out. It's saying server.listen, server is not defined. Okay, server is not defined. It's saying server is not defined. Okay, const server is equals to, yeah, I hope this one is going to work. So server, okay, no, actually it's not this. I know where the problem is. This one is a capital S. I think it's supposed to be a small s. Let me confirm that in case that doesn't work. Yeah, okay, localhost, still the same error. Okay, then I guess we'll have to write it fully. Let me just come back here. So const http const server, so server is equals to http.create server. Now let me see if this one is going to work. Yeah, so now listening on port 4000. So now if we got, so this is what here, so give the variable to this http create here, assign it to a variable, and then using that variable here, say we need now to listen to this server that we have created here. So that's what we had missed out. So now if we go to port 4000, we need supposed to get, let me first of all delete this, need to clear this so that everybody will see this. So now it's saying listening on port 4000. So now if we go to port 4000, you're supposed to get something like request has been made. So let us go to port 4000 here and let's see. So using the local host, yeah, but then now we need port 4000. Yeah, port 4000, it's 40,000. Yeah, so you can see it's just running, but then you are not getting anything. It's just running. But then if we come back here, you can see request has been made. So in case we had declared what to be returned, then we could have gotten something here. You can see it's still running because we are requesting for something, but then the server doesn't know what to respond with. So now let's respond with something. So Control C. So I'm controlling C to stop this development server here, this file, and then now we can do it here. So now to do that, instead of this one here, we can now respond it with the exact file that it can be sent back to read. So for example, let's see what can be sent back. We can send back a hello world, for example. Yeah, I think a hello world is just okay. So now let me remove this and do, okay, in case there's a question, just feel free and ask. So response dot, we don't want to set header first of all. That's because, okay, let's set header. So the set header, we need the header to the content. This is also a function, so don't forget about that. So it's taking two things. So the first thing that's taking is content type. So content type. So the content type in our case here, because we're just going to send a pure words without anything, it's just going to be text dot plain, text dot plain. Yeah, nothing else. This is just the only thing here. And then now res dot, now what to do now, dot write. So okay, we have seen about files. So to write a new thing, you usually use this write. I think you've already seen this, write. And then now this is what should be written. So hello software engineer. Okay, hello software engineers in progress. Yeah, so, and then terminate that, and then make sure to rest.end so that it can know where to stop after you're done. So now I'm assuming if I run this now, we can get an output. So let me run it and see. So now listening on port 4000. So if I go to port 4000 and refresh it, you're supposed to get hello software engineers in progress. So if I come back here, you can see listening on port 4000. So it's listening on port 4000, and then now we can also do this something here so that we can make this one to be more better. So console.log, so requests are being sent. Yeah, I think this one is going to be okay. So one thing I want you guys to notice is that every time we make a change, we must first of all stop the development server, or stop our program here. So Control C. To do that, you do Control C and then run it again. So now if we go back again here and refresh this, you can see what we are getting here. So requests are being sent. So these are the requests that is being sent here. Hello software engineers in progress. So I'm assuming everybody is okay there. So if I want to so please mute yourself if you're not muted. So now if I come back here to my network, let me refresh this one more time and then look at this here. So if I refresh this again, you can see here the status code is giving me is 200. So while setting while setting these things up here, you must know about some 2 or 3 things. The first thing you're supposed to know about is set header. So the set header is the one that is going to give us details about the file that is going to be sent back, while now the status code is the one that gives the status of what has been sent. A 200 basically just means, okay, I'll just give you the ranges, but I'm not going to go deep into those. I think 200 basically, if you ever see a 200, just it means it's okay. If you ever see a 300, I think it's a redirect permanently. 300, I think it's a resource moved. If you ever see 100, okay, 100 is usually, I don't think I've ever seen 100, but if you ever see 100, I saw it deals with information. If you ever see 500, then no, it's an internal error. And lastly, if you ever see a 44, then no, it's a not found error. So maybe someone is requesting for service that is not available, then it's going to get a 44 error. Right now, if we try to access maybe about page, we can see what we are getting here. We are getting about, so this one here, we're still getting a 200, which is not supposed to be like that. It's supposed to be a 400, because we know about is not available here. We have it, but then we have not started serving it here, so it's supposed to get a 400. But here in the status code, we're getting a 200. So that's why we are supposed to also set our status code. So we are also supposed to know all about this, guys. So let me come back here. So let me go back once there. So if I come back here now and refresh this again, so the status code is 200, and then the type is saying is document. So it's a text.plain, because it's pure text, there's nothing else here. So now let us do that. Come back here, where is it, to my VS Code. Yeah, so now Control C, so clear that. So now I think we have already seen that. So we have, what if now we want to maybe to let's say maybe we want to send HTML file instead of just pure text files. How can we be able to do that? To do that, you just come here to the rest.set header and then change it to HTML, nothing else, just simple. This one to be HTML. So after changing this, you can just, so now instead of just placing this like this, let me put it to be inside the h1 tag, and then come on the other end, close it too, open that, and then think h1 and then close it. So now if I run this again, if I run this node app and then come here, so and I cancel this and I refresh this, you can see now we are getting a what, a h1. So hello software engineers in progress. But I'm sure most of us know that most of the times we usually won't be working with only this one line of HTML. We'll be working with so many lines of HTML code. So how can we be able to do that? That's the next thing we want to look into. But before that, I want us to also know how to set our status code. So to set the status code, usually use rs.set status code. I think set status code or just status code. I think it's just status code. Let me confirm. Yeah, I think it's just status code. So in our case, 200. So if this is sent, so we need the status code to be 200. So that's how you set a status code. Use the response.status code. Now that's okay. So what else there? So let me first of all check, confirm if it's still working. Yeah, I think it's still working. So if I refresh this and go to the network, let me go back to the inspect. So now and refresh this. So if I refresh this and go to the network, so if I refresh this, you can see down here now. So now in localhost, so you can see the headers. So the URL that has been requested is this one here. So the request method is a get. That's because we want to get a certain output, we want to get a certain resource, and then the status code is a 200, which basically just means it's okay. So the response header that has been created, you can see the content type here is text.html is text/html. That's because they're the one that we have manually set this one out. So while using Express, you don't have to set all of these things. Express automatically sets for you the content type, it automatically sets for you the status code, all of these things. So that's one of the advantage of using Express. So now I think now that's okay. So let us now see maybe how we can send a file. So we have already created our HTML files here. Now what we need is now to send them. So to send templates, this is what we need. We need first of all to import the FS module, because we said to work with files we need the FS module. So we need to come and import it. So you do const fs is equals to require. So and then require what? We are requiring the FS module. So after requiring it now, then we can use it. So instead of this, now let me remove this one here. So instead of that now, we can now send something else. So we can say something like so let's say, so fs dot read file. So we're going to read file because we already have the file itself, so we are just going to read it. So we said it requires some certain things like the relative first of all. So the path is inside. So this is why I didn't want it to be inside this blog here. I wanted it to be inside, to be on another directory on itself. So what I'll do, okay, let us just continue. So from our directory to another directory called blog, and then from blog, oh, let me cancel this first of all, or I can just copy it from blogs into section. Yeah, let me just copy it up to here, Control C. Now there's no copying Control C inside the terminal, so you just, and then left click, then Control V. So from blog, from the current directory, go out into another directory called blog, and then inside blog go to another section 2, and then inside section 2 now serve the files themselves. Yeah, so files. So let me see. So for those who are following up, so if you see what I've left out, just let me know. Don't let me waste time here, and you can see what I've left out. So port 4000, so listening on for 4000 at localhost. Yeah, so files index.html. so inside that, so if we go inside, okay, I don't know why I'm getting this error, guys. I don't know if I'm tired, or I don't know if I'm the one who has forgotten what I'm supposed to do here, but what I know is this one is correct. This one is correct. So I don't know why I'm failing to get this right here, and I feel like the error is still somewhere here. I don't want to, if I continue without this, I'm sure some other people are going to get this errors, and then they're going to disturb me. So fs dot, let me just look at it correctly, because http is going to require http fs server. So it's server.listen to port 5000. So localhost, you should look at localhost, this one here. So console.log error. So files fs.read file. So the file is in from the current directory to another file called files. So inside files, so maybe we'll get an error and a data. So when you get the error, so in case there's an error, console.log the error, else response.write the data, and then response.end. Okay, because we're only returning one thing, what if we do this and remove this part here, or comment it out? I feel like I'm still going to get an error, but let me see. So let me see. Yeah, so we are getting here. Okay, now if I go to index.js file, index.html file, we have this, but that's not what we are getting here. we're just getting an empty thing here. So app files.js, app.js, so clear, node app. So if it's writing that, we are okay. But if I specify we are reading the index.html, these are some of the disadvantages of using raw node, because we are using raw node. While using express, then a lot of these things here, they are just done for you. All you do is just some implementation. Once again, still it's not being served. So no such file directory called index.html. Now that's the error, index.html file, but the file is here. What is it saying? Okay, while we continue on that, let me show you also something else here. Nodemon npm, because I'm sure npm, we are tired of restating this manually. So I want to show you guys another tool I usually use that usually does the restarting for me automatically. It's called node, I think it's nodemon. Okay, let me confirm, it's nodemon. Okay, let me search if that's the name. Nodemon simpler monitor, yeah, I think it's this one here. So nodemon. So nodemon does the restarting for you automatically. So every time you put a change, or maybe you edit one file here, you have to stop the development server and then run it again. So with nodemon, it does that for you automatically. So to use it, first of all, you must install it. So let us just install it quickly so that it's going to do this quickly. Okay, for those who are using the latest version of Node, you don't have to use this option of save here. No, you can just use npm install. This flag of G here is saying install it globally so that it can be used from anywhere. So let me just use this one so that it will, and then just press enter. So quickly. So this is also a dependency. So you'll see some people saying, come, okay, let us do what everybody will tell you to do. First of all, do an npm install. So it's going to install some node dependencies up here, and then you're going to do an npm init after it's done, so that now we'll be able to come up with our node file. So quickly. Well, that one is still doing. Let me open a new one and do npm init. So we'll get our package.json file.
Excuse me.
Yes, hurry.
Okay, I think as you execute, can you navigate to the files folder
Okay, it's here. So we are inside the files folder. I
here
think okay.
on the left?
Okay, let me, I think, okay, clear.
Yes, I just wanted you to navigate to the files folder.
Okay, it's here. Okay, let me go back again. Okay, so now I'll cd into files. Okay, I'm inside the files folder.
Okay, I want to see the contents.
So the contents, we only have two things here. We have app.js file and we have index.html file.
I think okay. Why should we just use the file slash index.html?
So file slash in, okay, by doing
Yes.
that, we get an error saying the file doesn't exist. So index.html, so files index.html. So let me run this node app. Yeah, I'm sure I've left out something here. I don't know what I've left out, but if I restart this, you can see. So we get an error here. So coming back here, the error is saying, just simply saying, there's no such file directory. So it's saying the file we want, index.html, is not available, but we know it's available. So, or maybe had placed this in a different place. Okay, or maybe I should try that also. Let me remove this app.js file here and let me place it maybe just here, and let me see if that's going to work. Yeah, so now, so app.js is not inside there. So let me cd down here. So now if I clear file and change this path here, now let me see if that's going to work. So error data console.log, let me see. Yeah, now let me see if that's going to work. So if I restart this, still nothing, still is this still giving me the same error. It now is saying listening for requests. So now illegal operation on a directory read. So read, so what is the legal operation there? Okay, wait a we are just going to come back there. So just a minute. Let us do npm init and then install our dependency. So nodemon is also a dependency. So you can see, we're supposed to get, oh, control C. So yeah, backend development here. Okay, make sure you are inside the main place where you want to install it. So npm, we just do npm init. You can use the default names, or maybe you can change some things if you want. I usually just use the default. So yeah, that's okay. So now clear. So now you can see you have a package.json file and a package lock. They usually come to. Okay, I don't know why this time around didn't come, but if we come inside package.json file here, we can see different information about the project we're doing here. So if we install a dependency, it's going to be registered here. So let me install nodemon so that it's going to do that for us, because doing that was time. So quickly, so you can see it doesn't take time. Yeah, just a minute. So after it's run, it's supposed to pop up here. It's supposed to come to add another object here. Yeah, so it's supposed to come here. So now let me see if it's there. So package, so 29 npm looking for funds. Okay, npm install nodemon, it's okay. So what if now I try? So to use it, in case you don't know how to use it, you can, if you come inside here, it's just going to tell you how to use it. It's saying nodemon and then your project, your node app. So nodemon, that's, let me just copy it. Nodemon. If you miss anything, it's not going to work, so try not to miss anything. So nodemon, and then the name of the app in our case is app.js. App, it's just app, let's say app. So now it automatically now refreshes our development server for us. So you can see listening on port 5000, which is what we have said here. Listening on port 5000. So in case I change this one, listening on port 4000, you can see automatically it's saving our file and then it's say listening on port 4000. So that's the importance of nodemon. So now let's go back to port 4000. Now let us debug this. So if I inspect this, let me see. If I inspect this inside our network and refresh this, what am I getting? Document cancelled. So if I refresh this again, what am I getting? So if you look here, so we're not getting anything. So that's because we have an error. Sorry. So let me remove this. Let me remove this a bit. I want to confirm something here. I want to confirm if I'm the one who is wrong, or we're doing this most of the time. Usually just this is a lot of time. So So app has crashed. Okay, I know app is basically it's supposed to crash. That's because I've removed some very important things there. So now if I go inside here, so maybe console.log, so console.log, files are requests are being made, requests being made, and then lastly if I come here, and then now if I do maybe response dot, okay, first of all let me do response dot res dot set header, the set header going to be a content type. So the content type want it to be just pure text stroke HTML still again, and then inside here we need to set res dot write. Okay, I saw somewhere else write head, but I feel like still the same thing. So let me I just want to confirm if so sharing knowledge, let me just do sharing knowledge. So okay, and then res.end. Yeah, I think most now from today I'll be looking also. So now let me see if I go to port 4000 and refresh this, what am I going to get? Oh, have I left out anything? No, yeah, I've left out one. So sharing knowledge, so response dot request, yeah, so search for still port 4000, supposed to go for port 4000, not 5000. 5, yeah. So now sharing knowledge, so that one is working. So now if I just use basic HTML like this, it's working. So now I want to serve a template. I don't want us to do that. So let me this one and comment it out, and then come here and do fs dot write fs dot read file, yes, and then inside this one here, so move that one there. So this one is an arrow function. So this arrow function is supposed to do something. So it's also taking two things here. So first thing first, it's taking where it is. So let's say it's inside that. So it's inside. I need two of them. So it's inside files. So files, and then inside files we need to serve index.html. Yeah, I think now that's okay. And then now comma. So here it's taking two also. It's taking either an error, and then it's returning data. And then now inside here, so in case there's an error, so I hope this time around it works. I'm tired of doing this. So in case of an error, then just console.log the error, console.log the error. So in case there's no error, now in case there's no error, then fs, not fs, it's actually respond dot write. I saw somewhere else write head, yeah, but I feel like this is also supposed to work. So what else am I leaving? I hope I've not left anything out. So let me see now. Hope it's going to work. Okay, yeah, so now it's working. Oh, what was the problem? Let me see. Mm-hmm. The problem was the problem was okay. Still can't see the problem because what we've done here is what we had done previously. So Harry, uh,
Yes,
yes,
yes, yes.
okay. Can you spot the error because I still can't spot the error. It's working right now. As you can see, if I come here, you can see the note here and you can see the paragraph because this is what we are serving. But the problem
Hmm.
is, I just want to see what was the error. If you can spot it, let me remove the terminal.
I think it was the file extension.
The file extension.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess maybe so because what we've done right now is what we had done previously, and we are not getting an error. So now, okay. So now let's finish the last thing. So the last thing here. So right now, if we come to our browser, we can only get one page. So even if we go to about, we can't get anything. We still get the same thing here. That's now what we don't want. If we go to slash about, we want to get an about page here. If we go to another page that's not specified, we want to get the 4.4 error. So how can we do that? Wow. eh hey, programming is not for everyone, but it's not hard also, so don't worry less. So let us come back here. So I don't know if somebody is willing to jump right in and say something before I say something on the last part. So let me see if I'm still hurry, if there's anybody else. So Denzil, hey Denzil, I think you have not said something, so back to you again. So now on returning multiple files, do you know how we can be able to do that? Or maybe do you have an idea that you want to share? So Denzel, say something please, because of time. Just say something. It's okay. So I'll just assume. So now let me just okay, I've not given everybody a chance. I've only given Denzel. Let me also Stoffel. Hey Stoffel. Okay, I hope that's how the name is pronounced. Hello. Okay, I guess he's
Hello,
there.
yeah, that's how you pronounce my name. It's Lishe Stofile.
Okay.
Stofile is my surname, but Lishe is my name. Yeah.
Okay, the pleasure is mine. So now we are here. So now we want to serve different files, maybe the about page, maybe the maybe okay, basically what we want to serve are these files here. So inside index.html, inside, let me remove this first of all, delete. So inside here, and let me hope that it's still working. So if I refresh this, so yeah, so if I go back and refresh this, so it's still working. So let it refresh. So okay, now okay, still 4,000. We're inside port 5,000. Why do I keep forgetting that? Or maybe last time even we are just getting the error because of the port. That could be also an idea because we had changed that. Okay, let me create the other file so that you can be able to see that. We also need an about.html, and then lastly we need let's say 4.4. So this one is maybe for the error.html. Yeah, I think now that's okay. For this one, let me create. So I had already done this, but okay, because I've deleted that, I'll just say oops. Check your file again. No file like that exists. Yeah, so and then inside here, let me create a paragraph saying check the page as well. Yeah, check the page as well, and then come back to our 4.4 here, about page, and then here I'll just do a h1. This is the about page, and then come here inside p and call it at sharing knowledge worldwide. Yeah, so now as you can see guys, so now, okay, I was talking to you, my brother, so we are here now. So now I want to serve the about.html file for file based on the user's input. So every time a user comes here, maybe now, and type something like about, I want to see a different content here. I don't want to steal this home content still. So how do you think I'll be able to do that? Or maybe from, because I know the mentors already went discuss about these ones. So how do you think we are going to do that? So tell me something. Okay, I also forgot mentioning something to you guys. So while you're still thinking about that, my brother, so let me also control J, control C. Let me also, because I can see our dependencies are not listed here, and I've realized where the problem is. So the problem is because I've not installed something else called Lodash. So Lodash is what keeps track of our dependencies. So to install it, you just come here. I had already installed all of this, so I just deleted them so that we'll see this manually, so that we'll see how they are used. So this is it, Lodash, and then come, so and then come use install it. So I've told you using this flag G is just means globally, and then copy it. So you can just say npm install slug G. Okay, you can use the npm, but I feel like this one is a weird thing to do. So just use the npm install flag G and then Lodash. Let me just copy this, control C, come back here and then do npm install flag G and then paste Lodash. So run that. It's not supposed to take time, just a minute is enough. So Lodash is a dependency also, but if you install it, it's going to keep track of all the dependencies that we install in our program. So now after installing Nodash, yeah, from what I think I'm using the latest version of Node, so I don't know why it's not showing me the dependencies. Install nodemon. So let me install this again. I want to show you how it works. Okay, does it want me to pass the save flag? But from the documentation it's saying you don't have to pass the save flag if you're using the latest version. So okay, I don't know why it's doing that, but okay, npm install. Well, that one is still installing. So I'm back to you, my brother. So how do you think we'll be able to do that? Yeah, so I think now, so this one is the magic file. So now if I try to run npm install Lodash, I think it's supposed to work. So I'm still with you. I'm waiting for what you're supposed to tell me. So you are supposed to tell me something, so help me know. So how will I be able to do that? Because currently you can see we are inside home, but I want us to go to the about page. So if we go to the about, let me also change the about page to go to about. So about, this one should be about. Yeah, and then this one here should be, let me just call it error. Yeah, okay, if this doesn't show me what I want to see, then I'll know the problem is me. Okay, I guess we'll have to use the save flag here. If you don't use the save flag, it's not working. But the documentation says something different. If you come to the documentation, it just says as long as you're using the latest version of Node, you don't have to do this save option here. But okay, I don't know why it's not doing that. So tell me, how are we supposed to do that? Say
Is
something. Yes.
other other than putting a hyperlink on the page, I
Okay.
can't think of any other way we can do this other than putting a hyperlink that will take us to a different page on the client side
Okay.
screen.
Okay. Okay. Now. Okay. Okay. you're still valid, but I feel like you've left something out. But okay, thank you for that. So now guys, this is what I wanted to show you, so you can see. So the documentation says you don't have to pass the save flag, but if you don't pass the save flag, it won't work. So make sure you pass the save flag so that you'll see your dependency. So you can see after passing in this save flag here, now I can see the list of the dependencies that I'm using in my program here. So right now I'm using Lodash and also another program called there are two, Lodash and NodeMon. So I also just want you to know to see that node, even if NodeMon has been installed globally, you can still quickly, there's no time. Yeah, so they're just saying you don't have to use this one here, but I feel like if you don't use this one, as we've seen, it won't work. So I don't know if I'm the one who's using an outdated version of Node. I'll check on that later. So if we run that, you can see it tells us even the version that we are using. So currently we're using Lodash version 4.17. So now you can see now I've installed another dependency. Now the dependency is called NodeMon. So you can see. So only after passing the save flag it is going to be subbed. But I feel like this one is the latest version of Node. So okay, I'll change. Maybe I'll upgrade it later on. But if you come and read this documentation here, you'll see them saying in case you're using the latest version, then it won't work. And you see a lot of people actually use this. So you can see weekly downloads 600,000, 6 million and 33. So a lot of people use this. So come to this npm documentation here and read one or two things about this. I'm sure you're going to see why they're important. So let us finish up on this one. You can see time is really moving fast. So let me come back to my app.js file. So we are inside here. So first thing first, I want to do this. I want to come here and comment this one out. So because I found out the problem is this bracket. So when you are coding on your end, guys, always be keen on these brackets, because as you've seen, the brackets can make you suffer, and you already know, because this is the same thing we had created. So let me just do this this up to here, and then let me comment it out. So to comment out, control backsplash or /, you're the one who's going to decide on how you want to call it. So now let us do that. So come here inside. So inside here, so first thing first, we've seen the global objects. So the global objects have different types of things we can use. One is the URL. So now to use the URL, you must, I think, first of all import it. So const URL is equals to require, and then inside here you require URL, yeah. And then also something else, I think we'll need path also. So const, so path is equals to require, so require, and then require what? We are requiring the path module, yeah. I think now that's okay. So now after importing these two, we can now start using them. So you can say something like const, you can give it into a variable. So const now, so const the path. So the path in our case, the path now to our files will be this one's here. So the path is going to be Control J. Let me open up this. Okay, Control J. Because we already have the path, let me just copy this path here, because I just wanted to copy the path. Control C, Control V. So our path for the files will be inside now this files directory. So we are putting even this backsplash so that a user won't have to input this /. A user will just be inputting the name and then everything will be okay. As simple as that. So also terminate that, and then now you can say you can come inside here and do this switch. You're going to switch I think everybody knows all about this. So we are going to switch the request dot URL that usually comes when a user requests for something. So the first thing that we are going to switch is, so case, there is usually case first of all. So if a user maybe inputs this a backslash, because we know that's home, we will need the user to get what? We need the user to get the path. So the path should be attached to the index.html file. Index.html. So now, and then make sure you don't forget about break. So now also we do another case for if the person does, okay, let me do this because I don't want us to waste a lot of time. Let me just copy this, Control C, enter here, Control V. Yeah, I think this one is going to be better. The problem with this is shifting up here. It doesn't matter. I just want us to see what is continuing here. So maybe if the person goes to home, he's going to still get this, the same thing. So what if he says about/about? So I'm not putting the slash because inside our path here we have already specified that. So that's why I'm not putting the path there, the slash there. So the path should be added. So the path should be added to the about.html. So that's what should be returned. And then don't forget the break. And then lastly, we need a default. So what if the person doesn't input all of these things here? So the default, it should do what? So the path should be 44.html. Yeah, I think it's that. Hope of not. And then make sure you break also. And then after breaking, you do what? You close that. So after closing that, okay, or maybe it had already closed. Yeah, I think it had already closed itself, this one here. So you can see that was also something that I was doing, and then it could still disturb us. So now here, instead of it now listening to the port only, we need it also to add another thing here. So this is what we'll do. So fs, let me just come and copy it, Control C, and then bring it here because I've already typed it, Control V, and then to uncomment that out. So now instead of putting this here, let me just do the path. So if I do path here, so I'm assuming this is going to work. So yeah, so port 5000 localhost, I think everything is okay here except on this other end here. So it's saying expected, yeah, so something is still missing here. Yeah, okay, so I've only copied up to here. I've left out what? I've left out this one here. What else have I left out? That one. Yeah, so I think now it's okay. So Control J. So now if I use nodemon, where is it? Nodemon app. So now if I come here, so requesting at port 5000. So let me go to port 5000. It's here. So let me refresh first of all to confirm that I'm not getting any error. So it's saying first of all, so that one is port 5000. It's saying node mode crash, waiting for file change. So this path here, index.html. Okay, so what's the problem with that one there? So case home, yes, so case this one here. So in case a user requested for this, so the path to be included should include, yes, home path, yes, break, about. Okay, let me give it time. So let me also hurry. Hope you're following.
Yes, but hey, I'm tired.
Yeah, I'm also tired. We are just finishing. This is the last thing we are going to do. Yeah, this is the last bit. I think we have spent a lot of time here today. So
That's one. Mm.
let us finish up with this, the last thing. So let me. So request.url. Yeah, request.url. So it's here. So in case the request.url is this one here case, then return this. Case it's home, then return this. Case it's about, then return this, and then break. And then default path should be this one, and then break. Yeah, and then close it. So it's still saying, what is the error? So the error now is attaching this one here. So the path is equals to, okay, let me do this manually. Path is equals to, so the path is equals to okay, plus is equals to, and I need to attach the path. Plus is equals to, so I don't know why. I'm really tired also. So in case guys you see me missing something here, just let me know. I don't want to spend a lot of time here. It's already late, and I think I'll use AI for this too, so that they'll show me what I've missed, because I think the error should be somewhere here. Okay, let me just ask it. Wow, I'm tired. What about, what is wrong here? ChatGPT didn't help me the other time, but I usually like using it because the path variable is declared twice. Okay, path file path. Okay, I guess where the problem is. Okay, I've seen where the problem is. The problem is here. So path file, let me change it to be path file. Please work, we don't want so please work. Control J. So hope it's still working. Let us now go back to our browser, refresh this. Please work. Yeah, it's still saying so path file plus is equals to index.html file. It's still saying that's the error, and ChatGPT is saying that error is fixed. So how can that error be fixed and still that's the error? Okay, Control J. Let me do this. Instead of this, let me first of all comment it out. This is what I usually tell people. So while you're coding something like this and you're getting an error, don't be doing all of it. First of all, just do a part of it, and then after it works, now you can continue with the rest. So now I've imported the path, so it's requiring path, and then now we are using the request.url. So and then you're switching it. So the case it's so path file is equals to index.html, and then break. Yeah, so it's still saying like, okay, let me default file path plus is equals to, yeah, so let file path is equals to dot files. This is the same thing we have done. So okay, let me just do this. Control A, let me comment out everything, and then just, but what I want you guys to see is that what we've done is what is still here. There's nothing different we have done here. It's still the same thing. Maybe it's because we're tired. We've done this. Yeah, so maybe console.log, maybe if now I go to about, you can see we are getting the about page. Yeah, so it's working. So if I go to maybe something like, let me go to something like contacts. So you can see if I go to a page that doesn't exist, this is what we get. Oops, no file like that exists. So now with JavaScript, with raw node.js, we can do this. So using Django also has something like this one here, but it's a little bit complex. So if you're not familiar with Python, you can't work on that. But with JavaScript here, as long as you know JavaScript, you can even do your backend without using another language. Now this is the last bit that we are supposed to discuss today. I didn't have anything else that I had planned, but the only thing I want you guys now to do is maybe you can go through what we've done. I'll push this in a minute. While I'm sharing this recording, I'm going to share it with this file here, and also Control J. You can also come and look at this code that you have run here, so maybe you can see where we had gone wrong. So yeah, so maybe the rest dot end. Yeah, okay, I've seen the problem here. After this error, after checking if we have the error here, you can see here this one is not compulsory. We have not talked about the error code, the setup codes, most of them, but don't worry about this ones here. Yeah, I think everybody is already tired, so I think this is enough for an introduction. More of this is going to come. Yeah, but so far that's it. So thank you for this.